The following video is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. There is no doubt it is heating up on the field. That's why I have partnered up with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official partner of the NFL, to get you close to all the action right now. New customers, get this. Bet just $5 and you'll get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Sign up using my promo code Philly500 and the crown can be yours. And if you're already signed up for DraftKings like I am, you could get a no-sweat bet, get a bonus bet back if your same-game parlay or same-game parlay extra bet doesn't hit. Maximum reward limits apply. Fan of multiple teams and want to bet all of them? Combine multiple bets together for a shot at even bigger payouts. If sports betting is not yet available in your state, don't worry about it. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy Sports. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers who use my promo code Philly500 and bet $5 will get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code Philly500 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Once again, I'd like to thank DraftKings Sportsbook for sponsoring today's video. And remember, use promo code Philly500, bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets instantly, only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Darius Slay made sure to let everybody know he had a great game versus the Dallas Cowboys. He told us everything except for the fact that he had knee surgery earlier in the week and he isn't playing versus the Seahawks. By the way, Dingbat here. Hope everyone's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. Can this team can they ever just make it easy for us going into a week of a football game? There's always something. There's always something going on. There's always some wrinkle that gets thrown at the last second before we play a big game. And this is a huge game. This game, to me, possibly could be the whole Eagles season. And I truly mean it. At the very worst, I'll say, at the worst case scenario, it's going to show us whether this team's a one-and-done team or not. And we're going to see how much this team really listens to the coaches. This is a huge game. And right before this huge game, we got some wrinkles being thrown at us. Now, we'll get into it all in a second. But before we do that, I just want to thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for everything you do. If you haven't, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled, Eagles content creator in all of the internet. And I want to thank you guys so much for being here. Now, as many of you guys are learning today, the Eagles will not be with Darius Slay. He is out. And that's the big news. You are going to be without your starting corner going up against DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Okay? The Eagles do not like to play man. So I don't think they'll take Bradbury and say, shadow him and follow DK everywhere. Because that's what I would do. Even if Darius Slay was playing, I would put Bradbury on Metcalf. Because I think Bradbury has a little easier time with physical receivers. Not that he's played good. He's stunk all year. But I think he does a better job with bigger guys. I think Slay does a better job with speed guys. But it doesn't matter. Slay is out. And now you're looking at Keely Ringo, whatever they call him. Johnny Ringo. All right? Wow, Johnny Ringo, you look like somebody just walked all over your grave. Fight's not with you, Holiday. I beg to differ, sir. We started a game we didn't get to finish. Play for blood, remember? I was just kidding about. I wasn't. All right, Lunger, let's do it. Johnny Ringo, you're going to go to work this week, buddy. Big game, a big situation for Ringo. Now, Nick Sirianni hasn't fully committed to who he's going to play on the defensive side of the ball, but my God, I don't know, man. The Eagles always seem to put themselves into a tough situation. So Darius Slay is out, and he's going to be out for a few weeks. Hopefully they'll have him back by the playoffs. That's what they expect. They expect that he'll be ready to go. It was arthroscopic knee surgery, so hopefully it will help him. But it's funny to me. You got Slay talking all week. I did great against the Cowboys. It was the rest of the team that stunk. Blah 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 blah. But he forgot to tell everybody. Yeah, I just had knee surgery. I'm out next week. I'm out. It didn't look good with him missing practices, but I didn't think it would be surgery, and he's going to be gone a few weeks. But we do wish Slay quick, healthy recovery, and to get out there and let's go to work. As far as the rest of the injuries, we'll just jump right into the injury report. You've got Slay out. Cam Jurgens is going to be out. Looks like Zach Cunningham is going to be out, which is going to really mean a lot, getting Shaq Leonard out there this week. Shaq Leonard, we brought him in. He's got to play. He's got to play dividends. There's a clip that I kept playing all week, right? And I kept doing it because I wanted to see if people noticed it. And it has to go with my whole feeling of the Eagles just not being like ready at game time, like not being emotionally, mentally looking like they were hungrier than the team they were playing. And it was this clip. You see Shaq Leonard and the whole team, they're getting ready to huddle. And if you look at the only guy dancing around, the only guy looking like he's trying to get going is Shaq Leonard. The other guys just look flat to me. They're just standing around. Some of them look like they don't even feel like huddling up. It just makes me wonder where these guys are mentally going into this game, okay? But we're going to need Shaq Leonard. We're going to need Ringo. These guys are going to step up. DK Metcalf could have 200 yards this week. And I'm not saying that even joking around. Like, he legitimately could have 200 yards this week. I don't know if the Eagles can stop him. The Seattle Seahawks offense, okay, their running game doesn't concern me. Although the Eagles have done a bad job with the run. But if the Eagles defense, and the defense is fundamentally flawed. We know that. But one of the things that they can do better is they can stop the run better than they have in the last few weeks. And they can get more pressure on the quarterback. And if they could add those two things and get those two things going defensively, it will improve. It will make this defense look totally different. Even though they're still fundamentally flawed, it would help them, especially in a situation like this. Because the Seahawks offense, I don't sweat their running game. But Geno Smith is going to play. And I'm sure he feels great now because these guys always come back against us and feel at their best. And he's probably licking his chops going, man, I'm playing the worst third down defense in the National Football League. And then you look at, you have DK Metcalf, you have Tyler Lockett, who I'm still pissed off about him dropping a ball that would have cost the Cowboys that game. And then you got Jackson Smith, the rookie. Kid's got a lot of speed. So we've got a lot of receivers, and not to mention their tight end Font. He's not bad. He makes like one or two big plays a game. So it's going to be all about stopping that passing game. How do you expect this team to stop that passing game? That's the scary part, right? That's where it's scary. Now, I will say this. We're not going to have AVONTE MADDOX back yet, but the Eagles are opening the window for him to return, the 21-day window next week, which is a good thing. So it looks like we're going to get AVONTE MADDOX back the end of this year. And listen, if we can get this win and make sure we get at least the number 2 seed at worst, you'll get Darius Slay back. You'll get AVONTE MADDOX back going into the playoffs, which could be absolutely huge for the Eagles. Okay, but they have to get through this game. And I worry about DK Metcalf, and I worry about that passing game. It scares the hell out of me. And, I don't think it's fair to say that, hey, Ringo, go out and stop DK Metcalf. Stop Tyler Lockett. Go ahead and stop these guys. I mean, this kid's a rookie. This kid looked lost last week. I think he had one snap before last week on defense. Before last week. How much can we expect from him? Okay, really, how much are you going to expect from him? So the key for the Eagles defensively is this: when they do try to run, you have to stop the run. And the only way and listen, and this is what pisses me off about this team, because all year we've been talking about what they got to do game plan wise, but they don't do it. They're firmly in their analytics and what they think the analytics says and what they've got to do. That's why their game plan doesn't really change week to week. But in order to stop the Seahawks, You've got to get to Geno Smith. Geno Smith playing is probably still not 100%. You have to get to him. How much is Geno Smith going to be able to move or run in the pocket? Because he has the ability to buy time on his feet. He has the ability to run. Will that be hampered by his groin? I think that the Eagles, and I hope that they practice it, because they obviously, if you look at the way they blitz, they don't practice it. You've got to get pressure on Geno Smith. You have to. This is a must. This is the only way you have a chance to stop this defense, stop this offense. Because if Geno Smith has time in the pocket, you're going to expect Ringo and these guys to hold up? I don't. I don't think they're going to hold up at all. So you've got a big, major problem. You got to get pressure, and that's it. You got to get pressure, and you got to hope that in the red zone you keep them out of the end zone. The Seahawks, there's no reason for me to tell you that they're not going to move the ball. They're going to move the ball. But are the Eagles' defense going to make enough adjustments? And that's really another interesting thing about this week and what's going on. I don't know if you guys saw reports like this, but Eagles safety Kevin Byard persuaded defensive coordinator Sean Desai to let the secondary handle their scouting report of the Seahawks this week. It's a task the coaches normally handle. More on the player-led move for self-accountability, the ownership in all this. Listen, Kevin Byard and this secondary is telling this coordinator, we don't want you to come up with the game plan. Let us do it. This goes back to what I've been saying. Don't think the players are happy week to week with the game plan. I think they're frustrated, and I think that when they come out, they don't fully believe in their game plan, and that's why we see the demeanor, and that's why we see them look like they deflate before the game even starts, because they don't believe in it. And then when you go into halftime and you make the proper adjustments with the coaches, they come out and they look like a completely different team. How many times this year do we look at the Eagles and go, it didn't even look like the same team was playing? Like 4 or 5 times. So I like this, actually. I like that Kevin Byard is persuaded, decided to do it. I think this is a good sign, okay? Because I think the fact that sometimes a coach needs to listen to the players. I'll go back to 2017. In 2017, Lane Johnson goes to Doug Peterson and it's like, we've got to run the ball more. We've got to do more running. This was early in the season. And the Eagles made the adjustment. And they made the adjustment because he listened to the players. I think the Eagles coordinators need to listen to the players. Find out what they like. Find out what's going on. This is a good sign. Now let's see how it works. If they go out secondary-wise and completely look different, then I'm going to definitely blame Desai, definitely. But I think that's actually a good sign. So how are the Eagles' defense going to stop or slow up the Seattle Seahawks? You've got to get to the quarterback. And listen, if you can get there with the front four, fine. You get there rushing 5, fine. But if not, you have to bring heat. They also should play, why even say? I'm not even going to say they should play man. They're not going to do it. So can they get more pressure on the quarterback? That's going to be the thing. Josh Sweat missed practice today. Personal reasons. He should be ready to go. Now, as far as the offense goes, Jalen Hurts missed practice today. He has an illness. They kept him away from the team precautionary, so I guess nobody else gets sick. He is still expected to play on Monday. Okay, he's still expecting to play on Monday. Now, the Eagles' offense going against the Seattle Seahawks defense should be a get-right game for us. This should be a game, and I'm just saying what it should be. This should be a game where the offense goes out and scores a lot of points. A lot of points. Jalen Hurts has a big game, and the Eagles should be able to put points on the board, and the offense should come out of this game feeling like they got things going again. It should, okay? But what is going to happen when this game starts? The Eagles are probably going to come out, and they're going to probably run the ball on first down, and then the next play, pass. Next play, pass. Next time they have the ball, pass, 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 pass. You know, that's what they're going to probably do because they have not changed the game plan after any games, which tells you should come out running. What should they do and what are they going to do? Two different things. I do think, though, that the Seattle Seahawks defense is not that good. I do think you have to be careful with this defense, too, because Pete Carroll's defense is hit. Okay? They hit. And I don't know if Devin Witherspoon's going to play or not, but he's banged up as well. He's a hell of a rookie. He would probably be Defensive Rookie of the Year runner-up, in my opinion, to Jalen Carter. So that defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to hit. They're just not that good. Okay? They still got guys like Bobby Wagner out there. It's important that this offense gets right this game. They got to get right this game. But I think, I think you can run on the Seattle Seahawks. I think you can throw on the Seattle Seahawks. This should be a game where A.J. Brown goes off. This should be, DK Metcalf's going to do his thing. A.J. Brown should do his thing too. A.J. Brown is going to have a big game. I think Devontae Smith is going to have a big game. I think actually both guys are going to have over 100 yards. I think you're going to get over 100 yards by both receivers. And I do think that they'll run DeAndre Swift a little more. I think you're going to see them, just based upon looking at practice this week, they were running a lot of plays with DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. Will they actually use him in the passing game that way? We'll see. When the Eagles start to realize that DeAndre Swift is a weapon and a difference maker and not Gainwell, and they stop taking him out for the full second quarters, your offense may have a better second. The Eagles have horrible second quarters, right? First quarter is like, Second quarter is always disastrous. And then the third quarter, we get it going again. And I think some of that has to do with playing Gainwell so much. I know you're going, oh, Gainwell's just Gainwell. But I don't think when Gainwell's out there, I don't think nobody is threatened or even worried about the running game at that point. They don't even care. So it just makes you one-dimensional. Keep DeAndre Swift out there longer. That's what I say. It's going to be an interesting game. At the end of the day, I'm going to take the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles to win this game. Because, and here's why. Let me, it sounds like it's very negative about everything going on, but that's how it feels. But the positive is this, okay? The positive is I believe you still have really good players in that locker room. You have guys that are real, legitimate leaders that want to win, that care if they win, and I think they're going to put their foot down this week. And for that reason, and for the fact that Sean Desai is actually listening to his defensive players, I think the Eagles come in, and I think they win this week. I think they're going to win 31-28 in a big game, and this should put the Eagles in the number one seed. Not the number one seed, I'm sorry, one game up on Dallas, because I expect Dallas to lose on Sunday to Buffalo. So the Eagles will be one full game up, and it'll be huge for us. I think the Eagles win this game. I think this is the get-right game offensively, and we'll see what happens. It's going to be absolutely fascinating. Of course, we don't win in Seattle. We haven't won in a long time. Very hard place to play. Everything's stacked against us. We just got to go out there and take care of business. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's Howie Vision, baby. We're all just living in it. I definitely think the Cowboys are going to lose to the Buffalo Bills. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be a tough game. But listen, the Buffalo Bills are coming off a win versus the Kansas City Chiefs. They're playing for their playoff life, and they're at home. Buffalo's got to win that game. And if Buffalo wins that game, it puts the Eagles one game up on the Cowboys, which basically would give you a pass in the Seattle game, but I'd rather win that. Listen, everything is still out in front of us. Everything is out in front of us. But we've got to get this game on Monday. We've got to get this game and get back at it. That's the way it goes. With that said, Denzel Washington out.